Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahilladzi arsala rasulahu bil huda wa dinil haq liyuzhirahu 'ala dini kullihi wa kafa billahi syahida. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan 'abduhu wa rasuluhu alladzi la nabiyya ba'dah. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mardia Ulfa. I'm from Faculty of Islamic Studies, University of Muhammadiyah, Sumatera Utara. I will present our presentation about application of face-to-face learning in the new normal era, case study SDN 25 Pondok Hutan. This research entitled Application of Face-to-Face Learning in the New Normal Era, case study SDN 25 Pondok Hutan, aims to analyze an application of face-to-face learning in the new normal era at SDN 25 Pondok Hutan. The problem that arises is that the ineffective face-to-face learning, which is carried out only once a week face-to-face, reduces the effectiveness of learning at school. Face-to-face learning during the pandemic in the new normal era was not very effective and made these elementary students less serious about attending face-to-face learning only once a week and wearing casual clothes. The purpose of this research is to find out how effective the application of face-to-face learning is in the new normal era today. The method used is the descriptive method. It was found that the application of face-to-face learning in the new normal era during the pandemic was less effective and prevented the achievement of learning objectives. Introduction. Ideally, a good learning process takes place face-to-face because the face-to-face learning process allows direct interaction to occur in classrooms. Direct interaction and the use of group learning models in classrooms can pose a risk of transmission of the coronavirus if there are no prevention efforts. Blended learning is a learning model that combines face-to-face learning with e-learning. Blended learning is a new concept in learning where material delivery can be done in class and online, and then a combination that is done well between face-to-face teaching where teachers and students meet directly and through online media that can be accessed at any time. In general, the response of parents of students when the coronavirus was detected in Indonesia was to support school closings and as an effort to prevent transmission. In this time, children's health is a priority that must be prioritized. Parents are of the opinion that learning can still be done from their homes. However, as time went on, the pandemic had not yet ended. The response of parents who initially support BDA. BDA is belajar in bahasa is belajar dari rumah. Turned to suggest the face-to-face learning should be carried out again. This response was the result of the very ineffective BDR method. That is why the government drew a joint decree SKB of 4 ministers, issued a guide for implementing advanced learning, special zones, greens and yellow, while strictly adhering to health protocols. Therefore, school began to improve by implementing health protocols, providing hand-washing facilities in classroom, enforcing shifts for students, 18 students per shift, mandatory use of masks in the school environment, and others are part of health protocols and will become a new normal in teacher and students' activities in school. Research that has been conducted at SDN 25 Pondok Hutan school regarding the application of face-to-face learning is only carried out once a week or 3 times, and wearing ordinary, not use the school uniform. Learning hours are reduced and can make face-to-face learning unstable. And as taught by one of the teachers, in this year, the teacher must make an online absence and go home again. The unstable application of face-to-face learning makes it difficult for students. Why? Because the material taught by educators, especially students who have just entered HD, are definitely very confused and do not understand where they are students who certainly cannot read and count. In fact, some don't even recognize letter. Where here the role of the teacher is really extra in education in this new normal period. Even though the face-to-face times is very dream, the method used must be completely adjust to this new normal period, where students are given assignments online, and surely there are those who do the assignment, not the students but their parents. Many parents also complain about the learning system during this pandemic. Instead of understanding it, it makes the students confused. The following is the health protocol for education units that carry out face-to-face meetings during the COVID-19 pandemic as conveyed by M. Khairo. For school education institutions, the learning must disinfect facilities and infrastructure, make sure, educate, disinfect fluids, hand washing, soap, and clean water. Before going to school, must have breakfast, make sure that they are in good health. Use masks, bring hand sanitizers, bring food and eat that, and keep a minimum distance of 1.5 meters. After arriving at home, immediately take off your footwear. Put your belongings outside the room and disinfect these items, for example, shoes, bags, jackets, and others. Then take a shower and change clothes before interacting with the family in the house. And the last is conclusion. The COVID-19 pandemic should not be an obstacle to be continued to carry out learning so that students' rights are fulfilled, even though it must be through online learning. The time for teaching and learning activities is reduced and the number of students per class is maximum of 18 students, 18 or 20 like that. This policy will affect the methods used by teachers to carry out teaching and learning activities. Learning cannot be done face-to-face in full because of the limited time and number of students. Teacher can apply collaborative learning between face-to-face learning and online learning. Collaborative learning between face-to-face and online learning is called blended learning. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced all education components in Indonesia to implement PJJ. PJJ in bahasa is pembelajaran jarak jauh. The implementation of PJJ has introduced online and offline learning. Online learning is the learning of students and teachers connect uh, to an internet network online. Meanwhile, offline learning does not take advantage of the internet network offline.